Hey, Scott Russell, let's talk about the future. I'm going to ask you a question. If you're middle age or a little older, I was having a discussion with someone today about the future, and I want to ask you this. Remember when you were a teenager and somebody asked you, what do you see 20 years from now? Well, obviously we'd be like, well, I don't know, but we felt like 20 years from now would exist. But right now, if I ask you, what do you see in the future? You're lucky to see 2 years in advance, aren't you? You feel like, and we were just talking to this man today about it, and I said, people are feeling like they can't see beyond very far. They can't see a year or two or even more into the future. They're struggling to get a hope and a future. You know, and there's a verse that I lived all my life where it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, to give you a hope and a future. And you'll call upon me and come and pray to me, and you'll find me when you search for me with all your heart. And I think if that's you, you're hearing God. You know, people are like, how do you hear God? Well, you don't hear God with a voice. It's a movement in you. And as you feel that movement, and we put the words on the movement. So I'm asking you, how far do you see in your future? Do you see 20 years ahead? I bet you don't. Because this is coming to an end. This world we're in and the way we've been living is coming to an end. Whether you like that or not, it's out of your control. You don't have a say in it. You can fight, you can kick, you can scream. You could try to keep things. And I'm here in the town that I'm visiting. I fly out tomorrow morning. And when I come here, I talk to some businessmen. And one of the businessmen I'm talking with, he's telling me about so many that he knows. And I've said this so many times. Losing their homes, losing their businesses, but they won't stop. No, I deserve this. I'm so good. This shouldn't happen to me. And it's kind of like women, you know. I've had a bit of a run of some ladies that they don't really care about me. They just care about how I make them feel. And so they love the fact that I might make them feel pretty or wanted or whatever, but they cannot connect with their heart and realize, you know, like they can't see beyond themselves. I'm so wonderful. This should be for me. He should like me. He should want me. He should. But they don't get it when you look as a man and you say, yeah, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. You've got great parts to you, but I don't want you. Then, you know, I can, part of me would love to be there, but I don't want you because you're not able to love. There's no love in you. All you have is a love for yourself that's based in your own insecurity, not a love that's coming from saying, like, you know what, this person, I want to open my life to them. I want to lay my life down to them. I want to merge with that person and just become one and just flow through life. That when my heart beats, his heart beats. When his heart beats, my heart beats. Women don't get that. Men don't get that, because it's exactly what I'm talking about here, where people think, well, I'm so wonderful, I deserve this. Of course he should like me. I'm so wonderful. I can like you, and I can think you're wonderful, and I can think you're beautiful, and I can think you've got a good heart, but that doesn't mean I want to be with you, because you're not able to have anybody with you, because you've got a journey to get on where you need to find yourself, and you need to find out that you can be loved no matter where you are, and how to love. And how do you love? By looking at someone and entering the spirit of who they are and saying, I'm going to be love. I don't do love. And I think we've submitted ourselves to a lot of abuse where people are they think love is doing. They think love is how it makes me feel, but no clue how to engage in really giving back and things. And I think there's just a part in all of us where this time is where God is, I believe the divine, the eternal, the Father is just the Heavenly Father, is inviting us to let go. You know, the people are living in the past of their lives. And the Bible talks about how in the end times, people's glory is in their shame. So in other words, the things they should be ashamed of, they're getting glory out of. You know, the man I was just with, we were talking about, he said the friends that he's got, they go to these old parties for the good old times, and where they used to whore around and be, you know, whores of heart and just lived life. And, oh, they were the good old times. They weren't the good old times. You were heartless. You were soulless. You were abused. You were lonely. You were destitute. You were spiritually, morally, and socially bankrupt. But if you think it's the good old times, It's not the good old times. And when you look back with that, you should be ashamed of that. But people draw their glory from it and think, oh, see, it showed how wonderful I am. No, it didn't. It shows how destitute and bankrupt you are inside yourself. And I believe we're in a time now where people are being invited to surrender, being invited to come to God and to say, you know what, God, I'm destitute. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know how to love, and I don't know how to be loved. Dear God, help me. Take my life. And, you know, I get, and I'm not saying how wonderful am I, but I am in another way. Because the effort that you put in, and when God's in your life, He's in your life. You don't need anything. I don't need a lady in my life. I have needs, and it would be wonderful to have some of those needs met in different ways. But what it comes down to is saying, I'm content in who I am. I'm content in my God. I'm content in the eternal in my life. And I know in a peace that everything will be okay. And as I do that, life just comes to that. Things around my life just complete, and the pieces drop in. But then you get people throwing their little tantrums, trying to be noticed, trying to show how good they are, trying to. They don't know how to let go, because every time they've let go, they've been betrayed by life. They don't know what true love is. They don't know what true care is. They don't know what it is to be in a safe place to fulfill everything that they've ever been born to be. That's God. When I come to God and I lay my life and I say, God, I'm a wreck. I'm useless. I'm no good to this world. What do they need me for? If I died today, who would miss me? And I'm like, God, help me. If you can take this bankrupted mess, bankrupted spiritually, emotionally, mental mess, then I'm yours. You know what He did? He picked me up and He said, I'll take you. Now you get it. You understand. I don't need anything in you, Scott. I don't love you because I need you. I love you because of who you are. I love you because I see your core. I see your spirit. And I'll tell you, that's the struggle I see in some of these ladies. They don't get it. That you just love the core of who they are, but they don't even love their own core, because they look at what they've done. They look at what they've been. They look at where they've been. And they condemn themselves. And so in their insecurity, they're trying to get, oh, love me, show me that I'm good, help build my ego, help show me that I'm wonderful. It's like, no, you're bankrupt, you're a mess. But I love you. I don't know what to do with that. There's nothing to do with that. There is no do. Love is not a do, it's a be. It's who I am. I love out of who I am, not what I do. And I will do from my be. I won't do things to be love. I will be love, and do will happen out of that. So I want to encourage you today, as you think about your future, that they're trying to steal from us. I think they're serving a purpose here that's divine, to show us that we're getting near the end. You know, a lot of, if you have looked at the Bible, I think we all know something's up. We all know that the circuit breaker is about to flip. Things have been overloaded. The circuits of life are overloaded. Why don't you give up? Why don't you surrender to the divine? Why don't you have a conversation with God? You don't walk on the beach with the Heavenly Father and just say, if you can take this mess, take me. If you can take this mess, take me. Come and live inside my heart. I surrender it to you. The good, the bad, the ugly. I surrender it. And when you do that, friend, the eternal comes alive in you. You know, that way we're not putting the focus, and I just talked to someone about this, they're putting so much focus on the transit lounge of life, the transit lounge to eternity, where you think that this little period of time that you're alive for matters, when we could be and we should be investing in eternity forever and ever. Invest in your eternity. Enter the love that's there for you, inviting you to come. And stop fighting. What did God say when He met the Apostle Paul? Paul, Saul, it's hard to kick against the pricks. It's hard to kick against the pricks. In other words, you'll never beat the system. Surrender and let God take you to where you need to be, to unconditional love. God bless you.